I'm one of 4 daughters from a very modest family in Liverpool. And when I was growing up, because I'm one of 4 daughters, I didn't know until really, I suppose, about 14, that the world didn't see women as equal. And then when I discovered that, I was shocked and angry and upset, and I suppose I started then to think, well, this isn't right, we've got to do something about it. But of course, the great thing was, somebody had already got me education, somebody had fought for girls to have the vote, so I knew that we were on a road of change. My father's one of 10 children, and we weren't brought up as an artistic family. We were brought up as a kind of modest family who believed in education. We were the first family to go to university, and many of my cousins left school when they were 15 and didn't have further education. So going into the arts was unexpected. Nobody could tell me what a director really was when I was younger, but I knew it was about making stories and shaping stories. And then when I said I wanted to be one, people said, well, there aren't any women, so what makes you think you can be one? When I went to university, they were very negative and said, in fact, they had this story, they said there are 3 women directors that we know of. There's Joan Knight, who's a lesbian, there's Joan Littlewood, who's retired, and there's Buzz Goodbody, who's just killed herself. Which would you like to be? And it was a very hostile, semi-comic remark, which, depending on your personality, would have humiliated you into defeat. But maybe because I've come from Liverpool, which is where they have the Grand National, where you're kind of taught to jump over hedges, I just thought, I'm not going to let that deter me. I've always remembered it, though. You can see it brings me alive with rage. When I look back at how hard it was for girls and women to be taken seriously, it makes me identify with situations in Egypt, in Pakistan, in Malaysia, I mean all over the world, where women are made to feel as if their hopes and desires are ridiculous. And what a waste that is for them and the world if they're allowed to listen to that. But I still have my own dreams about myself. I'm 61, so I have, if I'm not going to be ill, let's say I've got 35 years left, maybe more, I don't want to feel as if my creative life is winding down. I want to encounter myself as I get older and think about how being older brings new knowledges. So I will carry on making work as a theatre director and maybe other things too. If you are given the tools early on to believe in yourself, and I was really, by my father as well as my mother, then you keep on questioning what's confining you. And then after a while, I think you feel guilty if you self-confine, because you've got no excuse. So I feel guilty if I feel myself kind of letting myself off the hook, settling down into my own comfort zone. And I think, gosh, I'm so lucky to be here with all my opportunities. I need to make sure I push myself further forward.